CSS battle time. Let's do some circles. Curious. I am thinking that this is the ideal time to do one circle and box shadow it with the radius. I think I can make it work, even though it's going to be changing size significantly. I think if I do one of those center ones, you know, one of the middle ones, we can get away with it. I think this cross piece might become the HTML, because if I get the conic gradient right and I just size it to go left right and it stays vertical, then if there's overflow it won't matter with the body. Oh no, if the body's this, it won't matter. Yeah, it won't matter. Okay, so let's see if we can get that conic gradient to work. We have to do a background first. That is important. You'd think I'd know how to do that, right? Just getting ahead of myself. All right. So it's gonna be, oops, 222 for 75%, and then we're gonna go red, right? 0. Okay. I think if I do this right, we're gonna do box shadows on everything anyways. So I'm thinking make the gradient so that, you know, the HTML is just this size. And then if we do a, will I need to do it? Oh man. All right. Let's put an outline on this for the moment, 2 pixels solid. And then let's margin it down so we're like 20 on the top. Okay. And then like 100 on the sides. It's confusing looking right now because we're getting the repeat on the background. I think what I'll have to do is a box shadow, and we're gonna go 0, 0, 0, 5 inch, you know, just something crazy, and then that. Okay, that makes life a lot easier. All right, so 20 is right on the top and bottom. Let's go 100 and 120. Yeah, that'll be fine on those. Should be okay. Yeah, should be okay with that. We'll see if we need to adjust that later. Let's work on this gradient here. No repeat. All right, let's get it positioned. Do I want to do the at rule or the background position rule? I always forget with this. So if I do at first, I think I might have to do a larger bottom. There we go. Yeah, I think I will need that. I'm just thinking about it because of how I'm going to have to size this to get it to tile all the way around. I'll need the vertical sizing as well. And actually, this makes life a bit easier. Let's go 190. 180? I think that'll be make things easier. let's say, because we're almost at that 0, 0 point, so let's say the okay, 100, 80. Why is it? That's positioning. We're positioning it. That's right. 0, 0. We need 0, 0 on that, and then 80 pixels. There we go. So 80 wide. And we're not repeating. So if we do repeat, but now since we're 80 wide, we need, okay. All right, that's why we need the out rule, because we're actually putting it in the bottom right corner of the the cat wants in. Just a second. Come on, Maple. You too, Junior. Come on. And we're back. Okay. So the at rule is like setting the 80. What's happening now? And then we are going to, I think, keep it like that. Let's turn off the no repeat. I gotta see what's gonna happen right now with this. So it's repeating like that. You want back out, Juno. Okay, all right. Go ahead. Come on out. We hung bells so the dog could like ring them when she wants to go back out, but she gets rather imperious with them sometimes. Why am I blanking on this conic gradient so bad? I'm sizing it 80 pixels wide, let's say 100 pixels tall. And it is still creating something like that, so let's go 60. Okay, there we go. Now we're cooking with some gas. 70. All right, we're getting a repeat. Oh, I see why. I was at 80 pixels, and it's only 80 pixels wide. We need to be like 90 wide. There we go. Okay, so this needs to be 75. There we go. This is going to be 85. There it is. And then it repeats all the way over there. We're getting a little bit of a kickback there. This might not work out. And then for 100, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. What am I doing here? Okay, I think I'm going to have to state, because it's going all the way around, we need the size to be something like, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, 70. Probably going to have to change the vertical position too. Okay. Okay, 45, and then we're going to go 60, 55. Okay, we're getting artifacts on the edges, but we have our plus. Let's see if I go 181. Cleans that one up, and 121. We pick up one on the other side, but at least I know maybe what to do. I see a slight edge on this. Let's actually turn that up. There we go. Okay, let's see how bad this ends up messing me up. All right, so hi Maple. Hi. You're okay. Alright, I don't like the conic gradient already. I think it's going to give me 99.9. I think it's going to be bad. But let's keep going. Do you mind if the chairs you have a tower to scratch? It's like right behind me. Not the chairs. What am I doing? I can't focus on anything right here. Alright, so I don't think I'm going to do 50%. I think I'm going to take a hard value to do it. But we're going to say the background, I'd want it, if I could get it to inherit so that it picks up this 222, and then we're going to overwrite the box shadow, so then it's let's hit this, and then what we'll do, I've done this before, I've adjusted like the positioning or something so that it's just completely outside of the body, you know, and so oh yeah, the box shadow needs to be overwritten or else we won't see anything. Alright, so the body has caused overflow. It's not picking up a border radius that I can tell. Oh, it probably is, but let's throw an outline on it and see what it's doing. Oh, curious. Okay, so it has a large margin. So let's hit margin 0. There we go. Good, good, good. I don't know why I took the outline off. Let's leave that on. Let's position things. I want to make it that little, one of the circles, one of the medium circles. Okay. Ooh. Actually, I have a different idea. Let's go back to that. What if the body doesn't get any background on it? What if we just box shadow it from here? So like negative 50 pixels, 60. And everything is that. And then we go 60 pixels. Although 60 is a hard one to delineate. Alright, so instead of 50%, I'm going to do a very large value here and see if that counteracts. I know they're changing the box shadow rules, but we're going to go 0 left and right, negative 30 pixels up. Oh, maybe it is. It's probably 60. Ooh. Okay, let's shrink the radius, negative 20 pixels. It's good there still, so let's see if we can make a bigger circle without everything falling apart. I am hoping that the large value on the border radius is applied to the box shadow rather than losing it. I don't know. This is all theory. Let's just type it in. Let's see what happens. 0, 100 pixels. It's almost there. 0, and then like 30. Okay. 40, 50. We still have a circle. Okay, 120, and I think it's 60. And we lose our circle. Darn it. Like at 55, we still have it. Okay, so if I crank this up, let's say we do 10, and we go to 60. We still lose it. We lose it right there. That is unfortunate. 58, 57. Yeah, we start losing it right at 55. I can see square edges showing up. Disappointing. Well, we already have border radius on this. I guess doing a paragraph tag and chucking it down there isn't the end of the world, but it's going to want to live inside of our body right there. Alright, let's get rid of that one. Let's throw in a paragraph tag. Yeah, I think the conic gradient wasn't a good choice. Let's say padding 50. Whoa. Oh, it's got a box shadow on it. I have to undo the box shadow. Maple, you're fine. You don't need to go back outside right away. Okay, so if I weren't going to do a conic gradient, because I already don't like this, I might do a radial gradient. No, alright, I'm overthinking this. Got a bunch of box shadows. I've got box shadow in each one, so I'll end up variabilizing it, I think. And then that'll help out. Okay. So now, oh, because the paragraph tag is wanting to create overflow. Oh man, Maple, you're not going outside. Okay, that fixed that. Let's just margin it into place and get this done, and then I'll take care of the animals and everything else I gotta do. Oh, it has no background. That's why I don't want to do this. Well, I have to do a box shadow anyway, so how about I just make it the right size and box shadow into place, like I did with the body already. So let's actually say padding 50 margin. Margin can be 0. Actually, I don't even need margin. I don't care where you're at, right? I would like to know where you're at. There it is. Okay, all right. Okay, that seems about right. And then what we're gonna do is, so 50, and then, oh, that's left. I'm gonna go negative 50, 80, 100, 110, okay. And then like 50 down. Oh, there we are, 40. There we go. And is it actually, oh, it's covering it. Okay, so we do need to margin it. Get it out of the way. Oh well. All right. 150, 160, 170, and 60. Okay. Let's get the outline out of there. This looks awful. Let's see how far away from 100% we are. Well, we're at 74. Okay, what did I not do right? This is not working. That's what I didn't do right. Interesting. I think maybe with the 3. No, I've had this before on the body where like you had to have that 99.8. Yeah. So, conic gradient, bad idea. Getting all hacky with the box shadows, possibly also a bad idea. But I'm pretty sure it's just the conic gradient. I probably have to do half pixels with it and everything. And at that point, it doesn't feel worth it in this implementation. So I'm thinking I like the border radius and box shadows on the body. I kind of like that, except for needing to do another one on the paragraph tag. But kind of being able to carry that over. You have to write another box shadow, but I did it on this one anyways. So instead of doing a conic gradient, I think that's the problem I need to think about and figure out. But I'm going to leave it like this for now. Because I know it's the conic gradient. That's the issue. So instead of doing a conic gradient, how would I want to work that into this without adding a whole lot of extra characters? Because I don't really want to do 2 extra elements. Um, can't really do a radial and a linear. I could do. I can't do a linear gradient on the body and then one on the HTML. You know, it's like that'd be a cool thing to do, but we still have these box shadows here. Oh well, I'm gonna have to think about this more, but I'm gonna leave it this way for now. I'll catch you later. Bye.